And we are here. We are live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Namekians and Yard Rats. We are back with the final, at least for now, final episode of Dragon Ball Super so far. We are your hosts, Corey, Elijah, and Uriah. What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, man? Doing good. Wish I had some more Dragon Ball, but I can wait.
Right,
Wait
right.
all these years. Well, what's another, 10, 20 years? So
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun but sad episode, live broadcast of Dragon Ball Super so far tonight, because Dragon Ball Super has officially ended, and I'm doing air quotes. It's officially ended. There's still a Dragon Ball Super movie coming out in December, and everything's still kind of up in the air. What's exactly gonna happen with Dragon Ball? We may see a continuation of Dragon Ball Super. We may see a new Dragon Ball show entirely. Hey, we may even see just like a Universe 11 show. Who knows what will happen now that they have the Dragon Room? Who knows what cool stuff Toriyama and Toyotaro and Toei and Sueisha, and Funimation.
they
Who
like
knows?
money. They like money. Don't worry.
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen. I'm sure there's going to be tons of Dragon Ball in the future. But for now, Dragon Ball Super has come to an end. Episode 131 was an epic one. But we're going to be talking about that episode, as well as we're going to be talking about 128 through 131. That's where we left off with the broadcast. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And I mean, that's a good chunk to talk about, because, it took weeks for everything to happen. We had some gaps in between, with some breaks in between all of this. So it's been like 2 months for these last four episodes. But the way they happen in sequence, it's going to be fun to talk about, because Vegeta got some time to shine, 17 got some time to shine, Frieza comes in, and the dynamic with Frieza and Goku is going to be there's some dope stuff to talk about. So I mean, if you're ready, Uriah, we can go ahead and get on into this. I don't know if there's anything you want to touch on before we start.
You hit it all. Like I said, the movie's coming out, which has a worldwide release, right? Which is different. It shouldn't just be Japan. So we don't have to wait a year, a few months, but
Right.
and I personally don't think we'll wait that long for a new show or a continuation or whatever's coming next. I think they dropped enough hints here at the end, and what you read online, yeah. Let's get into it, man.
All right, man. So let's kick it off with episode 128, Noble Pride to the End, Vegeta Falls. Now, with that title, we all knew what was going to happen. We knew this was more than likely going to be the last stand for Vegeta, and of course it was. This is coming off an episode where, I mean, he really got some shine. The episode before this one, episode 127, Vegeta, he stepped up. He hit Jiren with the final flash that seemed like it was gonna do something, but unfortunately it did nothing. Jiren basically left that unscathed, and then even after Blue, Vegeta tried to give it his all, but he could not do it. But in this episode, it was great, because basically at this point he's just trying to buy time for Goku. It appears like it's just Vegeta and Goku at this point. So what did you feel about 128?
Well, like you said, like I was a little disappointed. I was hoping it'd be different. It was a little predictable that Vegeta's probably going to get eliminated and everything going into that episode, but he just got the Royal Blue. I mean, I know how it ends now, but going into it, it was still kind of a toss-up. But yeah, it was still a good episode. People have to get eliminated, fine. He got eliminated all right. So, all right, in my book.
Right. Yeah, I really liked how, I mean, Vegeta got a lot of highlights in the Tournament of Power as a whole, but I liked right at the end, like, he fought to the end until he had little to no energy left, and the last bit of energy that he did have, he strategically gave it over to
Yeah.
Goku, you know. So
Leave it to you, Kakarot. Yes.
it's nice to see how they, you know, the dynamic between the two of them, and you know, just the growth that Vegeta has shown throughout all of Dragon Ball Super, from the beginning of Super to here we are now, with him coming to realization that like he's not going to be the one to win the Tournament of Power, even though he's been saying it that entire time. The promises that he made, you know,
Right.
he's grown enough to be able to rely on Goku to fulfill his promise, you know. So I thought that
He
was
might not be
a nice
happy
highlight.
about it, but he knows, you know, one of them will get the job done, kind of thing.
Right.
Like that's the level they're at. So
Mm.
he's if Vegeta keeps evolving. I think you know Z definitely had the biggest turn, but Super he's still going. He's still changing a bit.
Mm.
So
Yeah, and
good stuff.
I like how they highlight that as well,
Hmm.
because you know Goku doesn't, he hasn't really changed. Goku's kind of been stagnant, but with
Yeah.
Goku's personality, he doesn't necessarily have the personality for growth. But Vegeta, his character, you know, he's not a dumb guy. You know, he's fairly intelligent. To survive this long, he's had to strategically make smart decisions to stay alive. I mean, to be one of the last remaining Saiyans in the universe, there he has to have some sort of smarts, and his brawn, of course. But it was nice to see how, you know, he's finally starting to think. You know, before he was all about the power, and now in Super it kind of highlighted him kind of getting in tune with himself and his thoughts. And we even seen
Hmm.
that final time he left the chamber of time and space, the hyperbolic time chamber, where he came out. He wasn't Super Saiyan. He kind of just had his eyes closed and he was focused. You know, we got a really focused Vegeta in Super, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah. So that's what Super's been all about for me. Is it's the God key. It's control. You know, it's not just getting bigger and stronger, so to speak. Right? It's control. It really is.
Mm.
That's why Super Cycling, like the Kaioken, made a comeback and all that. But yeah, Vegeta himself. I mean, him and Goku, they both wanted to get strong, but they had very different upbringings. Very different. It's not that Goku didn't struggle, but Vegeta definitely had his own whole different issues growing up. So
Right. Yeah, and then at that point, I mean, that's where we see Goku finally kicking back into that Ultra Instinct Omen, and right at the end of the episode, it's like, oh well, next week it's going down. And I think there was a break right after then, right? We took a break for a week.
yeah,
We took a break for
one
a
of these
week, and
episodes.
then we came back into
Hmm.
the next episode, which was another treat. I feel like this one was really the episode to kind of start kicking everything off, you know. Um, so let's go ahead. Let's start
I
talking
wish
about
I could
the.
see some more Royal Blue, but you know,
Yeah,
that's how I
and
leave that episode. Basically, it's like, oh well, okay, we're running out of episodes. Got to eliminate. But yeah,
yeah, I think we'll see it again. And technically, I think Vegeta he has a one up on Goku, unless the Royal
kinda.
Blue is even with Kaioken Super Saiyan Blue.
I figure that's kind of the case. You
Yeah,
know, Vegeta's he's achieved a more true, more perfect, you know, Super Saiyan Blue
right.
God mode. So yeah,
Not as temporary as a Kaioken Super Saiyan Blue maybe.
it's more like refined, right? It's not that
Mm,
bursty like Kaioken.
right.
So
All right.
different
Well,
paths.
yep. But anyways, Goku did surpass his limits. And
Hmm.
it showed us that in episode 129, limits surpassed, Ultra Instinct mastered. Um, and in this episode, it was, I like this episode. It was kind of drawn out a little bit. You know, the first half of the episode was kind of like a fight between them to see, just to kind of get Goku riled up, and then eventually he gets into the full Ultra Instinct, or the beginnings of the full Ultra Instinct, I should say. Um,
Got to back him to a corner.
yep.
Yeah.
So this episode, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode, um, because it was not only was this where we finally got to see like the beginning of the true Ultra Instinct form. It was just the speech Vegeta had in this episode to Belmod and the rest of Universe 11, I guess we can say, where he just highlights like, hey man, like you guys are thinking it's over now just because you have Goku backed into a corner. Basically, I mean, not to skip over so much of the episode, but it gets to the point where Jiren is so strong, Ultra Instinct Ulman, you know, without having the offensive abilities of Ultra Instinct. It's not phasing Jiren. Old tricks aren't working. He tries the Kamehameha trick that he used on Kefla against Jiren, but that doesn't work. Basically gets Goku blasted into the sky. That's when Vegeta comes with this whole talk like, hey, I didn't know that gods were so not judgmental or jump to conclusions so fast, I guess I can say.
Basically, yeah. They're so quick to kind of pass judgment and
right.
You know, assume things, right? Like,
right. Make the
like,
assumption.
How many times have mortals impressed you guys? Like, why are we having this tournament? Come on.
Right, exactly. And it's like, and then Vegeta goes on to say, like, hey, all these, so many different times during this tournament, Saiyans have surpassed their limits. Who's to say that it's not going to happen again? And then you can see this awesome montage of all of the different Saiyans. Kaba going Super Saiyan 2. We see Kefla, you know, surpassing her limits. Goku, of course, with the Ultra Instinct. We see Vegeta with the Royal Blue, Super Saiyan Royal Blue. You know, all of this is happening. And then Belmont's just like, he shook up like, man, this mortal, but he might be right. Jiren, end it, you know? And that's where we see Jiren basically just rush Goku, punch him down onto like a platform, and literally just uses all of his power to basically destroy the platform until it's just big enough for Goku to stand on. And then Jiren unleashes this massive like flurry of just massive attacks. And the animation for this, might I add, was pretty awesome. What did you feel about this part where basically Goku's pinned down into this corner?
Jiren's attacks are interesting. He's definitely like an AoE kind of guy. He's always, you know, the bubbles and everything, right? But like I said, the animation was pleasing at least. But just don't back Goku into a corner. Yeah, like you think the gods basically would have noticed that, right? Like, oh, every time these guys get in the tough spot, they kind of, you know, push past his limits. But I don't know. Like I kind of focus on Jiren because, you know, he's kind of gets more and more animated, like emotionally and everything throughout these last episodes in the series, especially the very last one. But it's good to see Jiren like start to, you know, worry and like he hasn't rushed anything in this tournament. Even there was like 3 minutes left or something, but yeah, it's good to see them shook, so to speak.
Yeah, because I mean, at this point, Jiren he's been so cocky this whole time, especially like from the way back in the beginning when he doesn't knock out, but knocks out Kale, and then he's just like, it's over, and the explosion happens, and like it's done, it's over. And there's been several times in the tournament where Jiren says it's over, and he's also said this towards Goku, but for some reason, whenever he says it's over towards Goku, it's not really over. So I feel like that is psychologically kind of messing with him as well, because like
I think it did kind of break him down.
Yeah, because he's about absolute strength, and he's starting to realize over and over again, like, just because you have absolute strength, like we have friendship, we have trust, we rely on each other, and that trust keeps our bond close, and you can't unglue this trust. Like, even when you think you have us defeated, we got 17 coming out of the rubble, you know. We got Frieza that everybody forgot about for 3 weeks or whatever that just comes out of nowhere and attacks. Like, so it was cool to see. And that's one of the things too where people are quick to say like the writing of Dragon Ball Super is bad, but I honestly don't feel like the writing is bad. I feel like sometimes the writing may go over people's heads where people don't absolutely understand fully what things are representing or what they mean. So that's just
I mean, especially, well, not to like jump to the end, but like getting Jiren, like I was kind of getting annoyed almost how just kind of cocky and confident he was. Every time we're facing Jiren, he's just not doing much, but that was just a level he was on, I guess. But yeah, and like like Frieza kills kids, and like we trust him in this tournament. Like dude is like evil, but there's still like a trust to save our universe at least. That's what I kind of love about the last few episodes of Frieza. Anyway, he's like, oh yeah, even you get like Vegeta's expression, like, oh, he's working with him, but he didn't say anything. So even Vegeta knew, like, oh, we gotta trust this damn golden guy again.
Yeah, the snake. Yeah, and I want to get to that part. So let's get through this because I kind of want to have like a little bit of a free for all with this too. So, so pretty much we get to that point. Goku's backed into the corner. And you don't back Goku into a corner like you said. You just see his hands start to close, and this is after everybody thought, well, not everybody, but Krillin starting to get nervous, and Beerus just says, "Hey, you lot, shut up and watch. Like, just watch
Beerus
the
has
fight."
learned well.
Yeah,
he knows what's up at this point.
Yeah, just watch the fight. It's either we're about to lose and be erased, or Goku's gonna do what Goku does. So just shut up and just watch it go down. And that's what they do. And Goku just all of a sudden, it looks like it's over. The ground underneath Goku it's almost completely gone. And then it just pans the topo, and he said, "Do you hear that?" And it's just Goku's fist colliding with Jiren's fist, and it's like everything. It's going like. The representation of what level these guys are on is so crazy because Goku is like way like I don't know how far, like hundreds of feet away from Jiren. And Jiren's up top throwing punches down, but the energy of his punches are punching the crap out of Goku, and he's just taking it, but then he starts punching back. How he's punching back, and then just one punch lands on Jiren in his gut, and Jiren just is like, oh, the infamous Jiren actually got phased look.
Right.
And then just all of a sudden, there it is. Goku is just like literally
on the offense, finally.
Just glowing this like silver. His entire body is just glowing silver, and it's like, oh well, there it is. And then we see Goku basically pull one of the Jiren moves where he looks at him, and it's like Jiren gets caught with like 3 quick blows really quick, like Goku didn't even move, and it's like, oh well, there it is, Ultra Instinct. And we move on into the next episode, which I think they had us take a break, and then they brought it back again, and then
they milked that a little bit, like, oh yeah, whatever.
You're anticipating this. Go buy some toys for a week and then come back.
Get your Super Saiyan French fries in Japan.
Killing it. And then we come back to episode 130, which was, and this is where things started getting kind of rough for people, right? Because we get to episode 130. And we're like, okay, it's episode 130. The fight's gonna end this episode. Next episode, they're gonna wrap everything up. Right. So at the end of 130, we'll know everything that happens, and the next episode is just gonna be like the end filler episode to wrap up the wish and all of that stuff. But it didn't happen that way. By the time we get to the end of episode 130, it's looking like Universe 7 might be defeated. I like that they did that because things seemed so predictable at that point where it's like, we know what's going to happen. Goku's going to win right here. He has Ultra Instinct. The Ultra Instinct's going to beat Jiren, and then he wins. Goku's going to make the wish. He's going to wish back all of the universes. It's a wrap. Dragon Ball Super's over. We saw it coming.
Like they purposely left out Frieza and all that. So yeah, by the end of 130, I knew. If you're doing the math, you knew like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
it's going to play out differently than
Yeah.
what you said. So yeah,
Yep.
which you can appreciate definitely.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It was nice where they actually had that twist to it, especially because they even got it to the point where it was like, okay, well, Goku's about to win. Goku's about to win, and then the animation and
Twist.
how many times in Dragon Ball?
Many.
It was like two. It was two. I think two, maybe three times, but at least two times. Yeah, I think it was only two times that there was something that happened to Goku where we thought Frieza was like, oh, he's finally betrayed him. Because when he lost Ultra Instinct, I was like, the way the animation was, the music that they put in, it was like, oh, Frieza's here.
I think that was my first thought. Yeah, like, thinking back, I think that's what was going through my mind for a second.
Yeah. But
then I was fixed on the animation. I'm like, oh, it's kind of cool. It's different, but yeah.
But to kind of backtrack just a little bit, because we skipped over a little bit there, the fight between Jiren and Ultra Instinct Goku. Goku came to win. He definitely came to win. And even though he came to win, he still was trying to get Jiren to realize, like, hey, man, you should just trust people. Even right at that end point where it seemed like Goku was about to win, or Goku was potentially going to give energy to Jiren.
Yeah.
Goku was still.
I thought that was coming. I'm like, anyways,
probably shouldn't do that.
Knock him off the ledge first, but yeah.
And then give him some energy.
Sorry, energy.
But it was an amazing fight. The animation was just phenomenal. They definitely brought the top-notch animators for this episode. Tons of action in it. But Goku, hands down, shook at that point. That was the point where Jiren was like, all right, well, dang, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I literally had him defeated, and he came back, and now he has me backed into a corner. What can I do? Now
we gotta talk for a while and give time for a twist to happen.
Yeah.
But no, they pretty much, they were like, okay, well, this is how it's gonna go. Bam.
Yeah.
Frieza gets him. No.
Yeah, but it got to that point. It got right to the end where it just seemed like Goku finally overpowered Jiren. Jiren is at the point where he's just basically given up. He doesn't have the strength. And then
he just take a breather, Yeah.
Yep. And Goku goes and he's about to give him some energy, and then all of a sudden, Ultra Instinct. Apparently you can't just use Ultra Instinct like that, because Goku's body literally was crippled. It looked like he was literally out of commission. It was over with for him. And at that point, this is where everything got crazy. Right at the end of episode 130. This is the major twist that I loved. I'm sure you enjoyed it too, Uriah. I'm sure tons of people out there were freaking out when this happened. Jiren says, I didn't want this to end this way, but maybe I'll see you some other time. He blasts Goku through the ground, and it's like, Goku's gone. Literally, it looks like Goku's just going to go into the abyss, and it's just like, okay, maybe Frieza is going to fight Jiren one-on-one. I don't see how he's going to win. Frieza throws a rock, hits Goku. Goku lands lands on a platform, just kind of hanging out. We see Frieza just like looks, just looking all rough and beat up, and then all of a sudden we see 17 just pull himself out of the rubble, and it's just like I remember my reaction was like, 17? What? Like, dude, it was such a twist, because like, you knew Frieza was gonna be in the end.
Yeah.
And you thought
17 like eliminated. Like, that was definitely a wild card. So.
Yeah, it really shook things up, because before with 17 eliminated, it's either it was either Goku's gonna win, he's gonna just wish back the universes, but then it got to the point where it's like, okay, well, it looks like Goku is out of commission, and Frieza's here now. For a split second, it's like, oh, Frieza's gonna win the Tournament of Power now. Frieza's gonna what's Frieza gonna wish for? And then out of the blue, 17's still alive, and then we see at the end, I like how they wrote that. At the end, 17, we'll get into the episode, but 17 ends up winning the Tournament of Power.
It's a shout out to 17's English voice actor, Chuck Huber. I mean, I bet he's loving the series.
Yeah.
Like, I had no clue, like, you know, like, he's got a lot of work ahead of him.
Yeah.
He's an awesome guy if you're meeting him at a convention, but yeah, a lot of 17 loving this series. So, anyways.
Yeah,
I was happy with that. I was happy with that overall. But yes, he saves everything. So
yeah, 131, man. That's the final episode of Super. Let's get into it. So, like we just said, 17 wins it all, but to get to that point, a lot happened.
Yeah,
a lot went down. So I mean, Frieza and 17 worked together. Let's just from the bat,
Don't tell me what to do. Yeah.
If Frieza just is all about that, it's like, I'm not your friend. I'm not here really even to work with you. I'm literally just trying to get resurrected. But 131, man, from the beginning, I loved how they did this. You got a little recap of what happened the week before. No intro. There was no intro of episode 131. They just went straight in. They're like, all right, we're not wasting any time. You guys know what the intro is. You probably don't care about that here. This is what you want to see. Frieza and
like
17.
A good anime ending. They're like, okay, let's not waste 2 minutes.
Right.
So.
Right. And, I mean, it was great, man. I thought it was great. The way Frieza and 17 were working together, I thought it was great. Just kind of seeing Frieza, man, like, he is the biggest crap talker, but it works so perfectly because he's just talking all of his crap to Jiren. Jiren's on his knees, basically. They get Jiren on his knees after, 17 and Frieza, work together to basically overcome all of his attacks.
Frieza got that, like, implosion thing he did. Yeah. Jiren's, like, on his knees, like, looking down, right?
Yep. Yeah, 17.
Frieza's like, you won't even face me as I, like, either kill you or blast you off this thing. I'm not sure what he was gonna do, but yeah,
and right at that point, that's where Toppo comes in, like, Jiren,
you're my friend.
Yeah, it's like, is that how you're gonna lose? Looking down, like,
he's like, you're gonna go out like a bitch, Jiren. That's basically what he said. Like, man, like, I can't believe you're gonna go out like that
after all this. After training by yourself, not making friends with anyone, being selfish this whole time, this is how you're gonna go out, like a bitch. And then just that was what it took. And then Jiren did what Jiren does. Just the aura of flames that we have in the background here that you guys can see just starts burning from his body. It's just like, oh man, like, what did you guys do? Frieza, maybe you should have stopped talking all that crap and just knocked him out as soon as possible. But
Frieza's face like, oh shit, get back.
Yep, and 17's like, watch out. So they hop back, and Jiren just shoots this like giant, like this basically like
good old pulsing,
right, final,
it's like energy blast stuff.
Final judgment, like, this is the last thing that I have. I'm literally gonna just destroy everything. So Frieza, 17 are just holding him off. 17's like, use more of your energy. Frieza's like, stop telling me what to do.
You're not my dad. Yeah. And like his eyes are going like bloodshot. He's like losing his golden Frieza form. Like, shield's cracking.
Yep. And then just out of the blue,
good old pop.
You see good old Kakarot.
Blue.
With his eye halved, like his left eye is just like, he's beat up. He's just looking crazy, but he comes in with the instant transmission. It's like, sorry, I left this all to you. But it was awesome, man. Just to kind of see like the dynamic between 17 was built to destroy Goku. Frieza hates Goku with a passion, and Goku's just there like, hey, we gotta work together. You guys are amazing. Like, how did you make it this far? Like 17, like and seven, like even that little exchange between 17 and Goku, where it's like 17 was like, I forget exactly what he said, but it's like, I'm surprised you got up, or I'm surprised you're alive, or something like that. And
Yeah.
Goku's just like, yeah, I could say the same thing to you. You're amazing. Like, you blew
It was
yourself up, bro. Like, what happened?
it was smart to have 18. So I mean, they have like unlimited energy, right? By definition. I mean,
Right.
it's a battle royale. I mean, they might not hit the hardest, but they can just keep on going, Energizer Bunny style. So
Yeah.
it's
Definitely.
like, okay, it's back us up. Me and Frieza got this.
Yeah,
And they
and that,
totally fist bump. No, they don't. But yeah,
no, but they might as well have, because the animation when Frieza and Goku just they rush Jiren, and like you see Jiren smirk, the smirk on his face, like you stand
yeah.
like you're
No, they like
back to
bust his attack. Then that
yeah,
Jiren keeps smirking, and I
yeah,
love it.
yeah, because it's
Said
just like,
the
oh,
different angles. He's emoting now. Like he's getting into it.
mm,
It's like Goku's power is just like making everybody want to fight.
right,
Anyway,
yeah, but they're just like, it's going at it. Like, my favorite part of the entire fight is where Frieza and Goku are just rushing Jiren, kind of going in for the final blow.
music's kicking in, everything.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Frieza's like, "Throw me at him," and and Goku's just like, "All right," and then it like flips. It flips the animation. You see Goku just like sliding down the pole, and then he's just like has his hands together. He catches Frieza and just launches Frieza at Jiren, and it's like, it's dope, because especially I just think right about Dragon Ball Fighters with Frieza's special move where he just like bullets down at him with the energy.
Right.
And then you just see Goku coming in after him, like going in and out of Super Saiyan, just because he has like no energy left, man. It's just like,
Really good animation, all of that
yeah,
though.
yeah. It was
Like, I had like the Lord of the Rings flashback where the dwarf like Gimli or whatever. He's like, "Toss me! I can't make that distance." That's immediately had that moment because I love that scene. But just like, "Toss me! Like, give me a boost, man!" Like, we can't fly. It's bull crap. I know. Whatever.
yeah, man. It was they snapped with this episode, man. And then you just see Goku and Frieza just both together pushing Jiren out of the ring, man. And it's over. You see Goku and Frieza just land on the sideline. Jiren just pop up on the sideline, and 17 just standing in the ring, like.
Did I win? Cool.
And I'm just like, 17 wins the tournament? Like, what? Like, the last person you expect to win, like, literally, I mean, it was projected
He's
that,
like the least Z fightery of all the Z fighters, right?
yeah, like, he was
At
projected
least like
to,
recognized as one. Yeah.
he was projected to get knocked out fairly early. Like, at least from all of the projections that I saw, or that I've noticed from people, like, most people thought he was going to be, like, not like one of the very first people to get rung out, but, like,
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle, you know? Definitely not winning the Tournament of Power. A lot of people thought it was Gohan, of course, Goku, even Vegeta at times, but I don't think anybody thought 17 was going to win the whole thing. Like,
I mean, unless you're going, like you said, like far that, like outfield,
right,
like who's the least likely? I bet it's gonna be 17.
right,
You got those theorists out there, but I do love, when Goku does show up, he just instant transmissions in because they don't abuse that technique much. But I just love how the fact that he can do that.
Right.
It's like, hey guys, sorry, like I was taking a nap, but it's such like a BS technique, honestly. But
Mhm.
Team Four Star does that well with a little popping noise.
But
Yeah.
it's
It's even like Goku. It's like, how are we gonna beat him? Like, oh, I'll pull something up my butt. Like, yep, that's Goku right there. So
yeah, right. Yeah, man. But
yeah,
Tournament of Power is complete.
Grand Priest
17
shows up.
won. The Grand Priest won, and I like the I like the whole twist at the end too, where it's almost like the twist at the end was kind of
I'm
like,
glad they put that in. Honestly,
because
it explained a lot.
yeah, and it almost gave them like, a card if they decided not to bring Dragon Ball back. They could have easily been like, well, Frieza won.
Yeah.
Frieza won the Tournament of Power. He wishes for something selfish. The entire universe, all of the universes are erased. No more Dragon Ball ever.
Blinks out in the black.
Because
like,
of
oh, cool.
Because of Frieza, and Dragon Ball's over. So they could have ended it there, but they decided to go the other route, which was cool. But if they would have gone that route, everything would have been erased.
Toriyama's like, boom, mic drop, and walks out of the office. Like, okay, I guess we just have reruns forever now. But
I mean,
yeah,
they have enough episodes for the reruns, so they could. You definitely can get that syndication, but
the dub's got to catch up. But
yeah,
they explain like like they just couldn't use a selfless wish. Like, oh, he foresaw they're just gonna wish them all back, which. I mean, from the very beginning, that didn't sit right. Like, I was like, oh man, these guys are just eliminating universes. But I mean, he's the god of gods, Yeah, so he can do whatever he wanted. I'm like, oh,
yeah, and that does kind of make sense, especially if you want mortals to be at some standard. Like, if they wouldn't wish back the universes that literally entire universes got erased for no reason, and you want to wish for some BS, like. Maybe we should just erase all of this. So it makes sense.
Yeah,
definitely plot armor.
It's like, why not just eliminate them? Why give them a chance to fight to prove like they're morally superior or something? But then some were left out. They don't really explain why they left out some universes. Like, were they just too strong or too unbalanced?
Maybe they just had the level of morality in those universes was to the point where they didn't need to compete, because like if you look at the universes that did compete, like I mean
some of them are kind of rough.
Yeah. Like Universe 9 is like a garbage universe. So at least from what the Trio de Danger say. So I mean, I've never been there, so don't hate
Their
me.
Flashback, it looked like a hellish landscape almost when they got summoned back. Oh, it's just like Namek's blowing up in the background kind of thing. But
yeah. So, I mean, other than that, though, I mean, the only universe you can really argue, that Universe 2, because they're all about love, but...
Yeah. It might be a little vain or something, but like, they weren't, like, hurting anybody, really, right?
Yeah, they were all, like, literally everybody in Universe 2 was watching the tournament, like, cheering and stuff, so... And even when they got erased, they were still like, well, we love you guys. See you guys later, hearts.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they were like, yeah, that's
who really knows what was behind all of this.
I mean, just this whole like half of Super is just, from the beginning. I'm like, man, that's like really dark. I mean, there's no heaven or hell. Like they're just gone, which makes me wonder if who's Frieza's alternate in the universe?
Frost.
Thank you. Yeah. Like, did he come back? I don't know. I didn't see him.
Yeah, I didn't see him either.
Like, he went poof, like, I don't know.
He's separate than everyone else.
If they're worried about morals, or 17 could have been like, hey, bring back all the universes except, like, the really bad people. Yeah. Like, that would have been, like, Frieza's wish. Like, bring back everybody except the Saiyans.
Right.
Problem solved. Time to take over the universe. Then the multiverse. Yeah, I mean, they left it wide open in my book with all, we're seeing everybody's happy, their return to life, to existence.
Yep. Goku can't tap back into the Ultra Instinct. What do you think about that? Does that mean GT's canon?
Yeah, right. No, I don't think. I mean, I always like me some GT. I got autographs in my GT box because screw the haters, but... No, that's not happening, so it's fine. Pain's still growing up with Uncle Piccolo, and don't have to kidnap her or anything. No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Ultra Instinct, he really got pushed. So until like Vegeta's not that big of a threat, basically. Until we get like another Jiren level person, I don't think Goku can trigger it. I guess it makes sense to me logically, but. Whereas Vegeta hit like Royal Blue, but Goku still got the Kaioken and all that.
Right. So they're still
like if Goku's gonna go like meditate now for a year, that'd be interesting. Like the opposite of fighting, this goes in like a weird pool or just hangs out with Piccolo.
Try to tap into that strength like Jiren with his meditation.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of want. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, if he just kind of started copying Jiren and be like, man, he got less strong. You know, that level by itself. I was like, oh man, like I've been fighting fools for like 40 years or whatever.
Mm.
Oh, like I said, they left it open. Of course, they close out in the classic or the Saiyan arc from Z with Vegeta and Goku poised there
Yeah,
to fight.
the pose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm excited for the movie. I'm excited to see what happens in the future with Dragon Ball. And I'm excited for the English dub too, to see how they actually portray all of this. You know, they're still in the Goku Black arc right now, but I like the subtle differences in both of them as well. It kind of makes it easier to watch the English dub because you kind of still, it's not necessarily new. You know what's going to happen, but there's different things that happen, different quirks. So it's kind of cool to see how they take things with the English dub. So I'm watching that now, getting adjusted with that, and I can't wait for the movie in December. Um,
Yeah, with the dub, I'm only caught up to like Basic Resurrection F. But
okay,
so now this is over. Yeah, I'm sure I'll put that back in my queue and just kind of catch back up.
right.
I bought I got the 2 releases. I don't got the 3rd volume yet of Super
Okay.
from Funimation. But like I said, I'm that weird guy that watches the dub with the sub on to catch those differences. But
Mm,
script writing, or scripting has gotten a lot better. Last many years.
right. I will definitely.
Yeah, there's
agree.
definitely slight personality changes. Like I said, just yeah,
Yeah, you
dubs
can.
are good.
Yeah, you can kind of tell. Um, so what are your?
With the movie? That'll be interesting if they do dub it for release initially.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with that. Although, I mean, I enjoy the Japanese dub personally. Just because, I mean, I don't know. I like the voices more, in my opinion. That's just me. I don't know why. I maybe it's because it's been with the Japanese dubs, like since I've seen the Japanese dubs going way back to like the early 2000s when I was really young. It's been consistent with the voice actors. Like there's been
Yeah,
like there hasn't been any shifts with it. So it's like even going back to like watching Dragon Ball when I was like really young and my brother would have me watch it. Like it just it's consistent. I don't know. And I also like Nozawa's Goku. Uh, I don't know why I like it more than Sean Schemmel, but I like it more. I like
yeah.
it more than Sean Schemmel. Just I don't know why. I honestly cannot give an honest reason why I like her more. Maybe it's because she's like an 80-year-old woman, but it's like
Right.
it's still like when you hear it though, it's like, oh no, that's Goku. Like, there's no shift in
Well,
between it. Even with it being an 80-year-old woman, there's no like judgment or anything. It's just like, no, that's Goku. Like,
I mean, they're kind of separate in my head. It's like a book that gets turned into a movie. I really try to treat them separately.
mm,
And that's the problem with the sub. Is like Goku and Chi Chi, like they're kind of redneck. I mean,
right.
yeah, like so. I mean, you're reading it differently than what you would hear, Chris Abbott and Sean Schemmel and all those guys do. So yeah, I mean, it's just separate to me.
Mm,
But I also didn't grow up with the sub like at all.
mm.
I Man, before Super, I had very limited sub experience.
Oh, okay.
There's like the Goku and Friends special that's not dubbed. I mean, they've gone back and redubbed Dragon Ball Z like 3 or 4 times
Yeah.
now with the Funimation crew. They got all the Blu-rays up there and everything, and I mean that's what not like Sean Schemmel. He's like, until the day I die, I'll be Goku. Like I want to make it consistent, as you were like pointing out,
Mm,
which is great for that because I know Bulma switched over the years and all that, and even now the Japanese Bulma they'll have to
yeah.
recast apparently.
Yeah.
So it'll be different, but yeah, they've been very consistent from what I understand with the
Mm,
Japanese crew.
yeah. And it's just like it it makes it easier kind of to grow with it because there's no changes. It's like you know what to expect when you hear that voice. It's like it's like going to visit your grandmother that you haven't seen in like 5 years, but when you get close, you're gonna hear that sweet voice. You're probably gonna smell like those chocolate chip cookies in the oven or something. It's just the feels. Those feels that you get. But I want to ask you, man, what do you think? what do you want to see going forward with Dragon Ball? Like, do you have any kind of predictions? Do you have anything? What do you necessarily want to
Overall,
see? Yeah, overall with Dragon Ball.
oh, well, I mean, this movie's a big start.
Mm,
Yeah, we're what? We're almost in April, so 8 months away from a new movie that's allegedly going to be released worldwide. That's a huge step.
mm,
When have they ever released like anything, at the same time? Apart from now, Super, of course. But yeah, and even if they dub it, that'd be awesome if they actually let like Funimation. I'm assuming they win the bid for it or whatever.
right.
It'd be awesome if they could actually do the simul dub, basically, but in the theater. I don't think that's ever been done.
No.
They've never released it like in Japan and US at the same time for the first time with a dub of anything
Right.
like that I can think of. It's always like they might release a sub same time or very close to it, but then a few months later they're here's the dub, give us more money.
Right.
No, I mean I'm all for more movies. Like I said, I think they left the series very open to more series, and we have the news that they're basically putting a team together at Toei, a department just for Dragon Ball. That's a huge step because I mean that's kind of the reason we're taking this break, right? Because that crew's working on different anime, different
Right.
show.
Right.
But yeah, it's just like GT. I'll kind of take anything they'll give me, which I know can be bad for quality or something, but I think they've been pretty consistent over the years. And like I said, if you treat GT differently, it's kind of like the Terminators. All the Terminator movies, like after 1 and 2, it's like different timelines. But you know what? I'll take any Terminator they want to give me.
Right.
Because I mean, it's different every movie now. Yeah. I just hope for another show.
Mm.
I have kids one day, they can enjoy it, so they can watch it live. It's something I think they can keep going. There's still a lot of love for it from the old, I guess for old people now, from the older people now, and
Mhm.
I think the new kids are keeping up with it. I mean, that Super was made for, a younger audience than Z. There's less blood and all that, so
Mm.
if that's what they need to do, so be it. I kind of wish they bring back Z a bit more with the,
Mhm.
a little more gruesome, I guess.
Right. Some
You shoot a guy, shoot a hole in the guy, it's fine. You'll heal him since being, but
let's
they're
see
just
it.
kind of like they're just kind of hitting each other like DC style or something, where it's like, oh, we're just gonna punch really hard.
Right.
Yeah, you don't see much but scuffs and scratches. But yeah, it's like any fan. I think we just want more,
Yeah.
whatever they want to give us, whether it be more movies. It'd be interesting if the movies were canon. I mean, they basically canonized Battle of Gods and Resurrection F.
Yeah.
Change a few things, but I don't feel they'd have to do that. They could literally just have a movie, then add a new series, or
Mm-mm.
I mean, if anything from Super, like I wanted to see like the Angels and all that. Like I thought some stuff was going to go down. They're going to overthrow people, or I guess I was reading too much into it, or maybe they just ran out of time. They couldn't quite get to that. So if they want to continue Super, I'd be down with that. Do a year time skip, time leap, whatever.
Mm.
But I'd also be ready for something different. Like at this point, I don't think Goku's ever gonna like die or go away. So
Right.
we'll go on ever train to get him Piccolo and defend his family.
Right.
They went so far with Super. It's universes. It's how high can you go? How much higher can you go past that?
Right. There's so much that they can do where I feel and
Oh yeah,
now with the
they're still untapped stuff. Super. Like I don't think they can go any higher than what they've done, but they can expand upon what they have. Right.
Mm. Right. And
So,
there's still I mean they honestly especially now with so they have the Tournament of Power, right? They had the Universe 6 and 7 tournament to kind of introduce the multiverse. Then they had a multiversal tournament, and then they ended the series, or they put it on hiatus, ended the series, right? So it seems like they developed all of this so they have stuff to pull from, and almost so with the interview that Toriyama put out, with him being involved with the character design of a lot of the new characters, not all of them, but a lot of them, quite a few of them. It almost seems like he's
got something in mind.
has something in mind where he wants to be involved with. Now, I mean, Toriyama's not super old, but I almost feel like he wanted to put out ideas and develop things that can be nurtured and kind of
Plant them
developed.
seeds.
You're right,
Yeah.
exactly. To plant the seeds to develop into this whole thing. Because if you look at Dragon Ball from the standpoint of where it can be, where what it can develop into, honestly, they could easily spin this off and make this so large where they could have there could be a Dragon Ball production company where it's literally
Multi shows at
right,
once.
exactly, but it's all under the same umbrella. Have a streaming service where people pay $5 a month or whatever, and they're watching all of this different Dragon Ball content, different movies, shows, all from this universe. Because I mean, where we are right now in industry, that's kind of where everything is right now. Especially if you have a platform where people want that content. Like every property isn't like the Dragon Ball property, right? I would say
Right.
you can compare Dragon Ball as a property to maybe even like the entire DC or Marvel universe potentially.
That's what I was about to compare it to. You can CW it up. You can have multiple shows that connect. You could
Exactly.
have your Netflix, your Marvel shows connecting to the Marvel movies and all that,
Right.
right?
It
But
all pulls from the same place.
in canon, yeah.
Right, exactly. So I mean, that's where I would like to see it going. I'd like to see a Jocko anime because why not?
I was about to bring that up because like, we just saw him in the last episode.
Mhm.
I'm like, I want to see where he works.
Exactly. He has a
That's
manga.
out there, yeah.
He
Like where's this intergalactic Green Lantern kind of thing they got going on?
Right, exactly. There's that. We have the Pride Troopers. There's
Like,
Universe
Krupa.
2. You could have like a girly like Ribrianne manga or something like who there's so much they can do. You could even like do something where like have something on the Trio de Danger in Universe 9, like whatever it may be. There's just so much that they can do with that. And then you have your main characters. You have Trunks, who is an extremely popular character that needs to grow up. We have Goten that is always seems to be underused in a way, where we would like
He
to
played Bounty Hunter for a while. It's fine.
we,
Yeah.
I'd like to see some Goten shine, and then we have Trunks. Excuse me, we have Pan, and the potential of Pan is like no other. And I want to see Pan make it to the level of Super Saiyan. Like there's so much that you can do. You have this new generation. You have the older generation. You have so much you can spin off. You can have a Krillin cop series, Detective Krillin. Like there's a
I mean, you got the alternative timelines
it,
too. You still got
exactly. So
know,
Trunks and
Trunks and
Mai.
Mai, getting their thing on, making more Super Saiyan babies,
Right.
rebuilding that feature,
Right.
that world. So I don't know. It's almost like it's too big now because there's like so many possibilities.
Right. And
Yeah, it's not like Star Wars where they wrote all this stuff and now it's Legends and they can pull from that. But I mean, they have all these seeds, right? It's like I
Right.
said, they can take this in almost any direction they damn well please.
right. And
Oh, yeah.
I can't guarantee it, but I can assume that regardless of which seed they plant, people will be
It'll
there to
grow.
harvest. People
Yeah,
will be there to harvest those seeds when it comes time for it to, for it to harvest, man. And I mean, though, if it's good, they'll keep on, flowering, and they'll keep on, harvesting those seeds, and they'll keep on putting fertilizer and water on them and continue letting them grow if they like it.
money.
So,
Yeah, and I mean, it's never been easier from like a distribution standpoint, from a fan base. You can connect with the fans, social media, but Crunchyroll is, yeah, like it's not like the old days where they gotta get like the bootleg VHS copy to smuggle to the States somehow and everything.
right.
It's completely changed from when Dragon Ball launched.
Yeah.
Like you can't hardly compare the two.
The fandom is so huge it would be ridiculous for them not to do it. It's basically free money. All you have to do is just do a little bit of the work and the money will come.
I mean, that's what blew my mind about Super in the beginning was like there was no Western like official distribution at all for like a year.
And,
People were like pirating this and all that. Like, man, like I will pay like a stupid amount of money kind of watch this officially and all
Yeah.
that.
yes,
Like fan subs are cool and all, but yeah, I mean, you got some people out there, they'll pay a good bit.
Yeah,
To get them some Dragon
as
Ball.
soon as I had an outlet, I was signed up, man. Because it's like, I want to support it. You know, I want
Exactly.
you to make money off of it, so you can continue to make the product. Like, it's, that's the thing. Like, it's not like the fan base of Dragon Ball is all kids, so they have to like be wary if they're gonna make money or not. Like, literally, I watched a reaction video with like grandparents that knew about Goku.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that.
So I mean, it's, you know, like they know Goku, like they know
Goku's gonna win, right?
Yeah, they know Goku's his character. Like, they know Goku enough to like assume like, oh, Goku's gonna win the battle. This is where Goku comes back to win. Like, oh, elderly people know. Like, people.
I remember this. Back in my day, Goku kicked all their asses.
And at the end of the video, he's like, "Where can I watch more?" He would sign up for a Verve or a Crunchyroll account right then if he needed to, because he got drawn back in. Like, when they announced Dragon Ball Super, my heart sunk. I was like, "Oh my gosh, for real? They're bringing back Dragon Ball?" And it's like, it's insane that it's over, but it's not completely over. So I'm happy, man. I'm happy for it.
It had almost 3 years, right?
Yeah.
So it was like May or June 2015, I
Yep.
think.
Mm-hmm.
So I was, yeah, because I mean, I remember like the date kind of, I'm like, oh yeah. It was right before Colossal Conf. I went to that. I was like so excited. Then I'm like, oh, there's no way to watch it, like legit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why? Like, shut up and take my money.
Please.
I have hundreds of dollars of your damn pop vinyls. Like, there are people out there willing to spend the cash.
Yeah,
So.
most definitely. But so Dragon Ball Super has wrapped. We have to wait until December to get any more Dragon Ball, or Dragon Ball Super, I should say. But there is going to be a new mobile game coming out this summer as well, Dragon Ball Legends, which looks pretty cool. Toriyama created a new Saiyan for that, and he has the Saiyan armor from the past. So that'll be pretty cool to see how that goes and how that game plays. But yeah, man, we're just kind of waiting, waiting for the movie. We're going to be downloading DLC for Dragon Ball FighterZ for Bardock and Broly, more than likely.
I'll say we have fighters to keep us busy, but
Yep.
I think it's still going pretty strong from what I hear.
Yeah, it's still doing pretty good. I still hop on Xenoverse from time to time. I'm Super Saiyan Blue in Xenoverse now, so that's fun to do that from time to time. So Dragon Ball's still alive. It's still kicking. We're going to keep it going. But for now, that's going to be...
Keep it up.
Exactly. But for now, Dragon Ball Super so far is coming to a close. But if Dragon Ball Super does return, we shall be back. You don't have to worry about that. And you can also expect all different types of, Dragon Ball news and updates from us. If you check the site, playlegit.net right now, Mo Chocolate has his video review for Dragon Ball FighterZ, so you can check that out. And we're gonna keep you up to date with everything that's going on when we get new news. I'm definitely gonna do a review of Dragon Ball Legends when it drops out on mobile, because I'm a huge Dokkan battle guy, so I like the Dragon Ball mobile game, so I'll definitely be checking that one out as well, and I'll let you guys know how that is. But until next time, guys, until Super has returned, or until we have seen the movie in December, you won't be hearing Dragon Ball Super so far. But when it returns, we will be back. Just like Goku and Vegeta, when a new opponent arrives, a new fierce enemy shows up, we will be here to defend Earth. But until then, guys, I have been your good friend Corey Elijah, here with my great co-host Uriah. And we will catch you guys in the next one, unless you have anything else to say before we get out of here, man.
Nope. Just check it out, playlegit.net. We'll try to keep you informed. We got the Facebook, we got all the social media, so.
Yes, sir. If you don't like us there yet, make sure you follow us, you give us likes and all that cool stuff. You can expect more great content from the Play Legit team. We are here for you because you are here for us. So until next time, guys, we'll catch you later. Stay legit. Peace.